I'm Keegan Shivers,
I'm Nick Shivers.
and this is the Shivers Report, where you get the most up-to-date real estate information.
In the world!
Should government get involved in real estate?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, expand.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the things that government is talking about.
And give the example of what we're specifically talking about.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of things going on in the headlines with our president.
Yep.
People could take that, but also in Washington, what they're doing right now with private exclusive. So we'll get into that. But
so let's talk a little bit of all the things. Now, again, nothing's black and white. So in our headline, communism, capitalism.
Yeah.
I mean that's clickbait, right? You call that clickbait.
Clickbait.
Okay, clickbait. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things in there. The national ban on potential investors buying homes. That would be government intervention. Government getting in, making Fannie and Freddie buy mortgage-backed security. That's government intervention. I actually like that one. In the state of Washington and recently in Wisconsin, they have told home sellers and agents that they could not do private listings. So I couldn't go out and say, hey, Nick, I want you to list my house, but I don't want you to market it publicly anywhere. They're trying to say that you can't do that. Now, the reality is I don't think you should do private listings unless there is a specific reason. What would be the specific reasons why you would sell on a private without a public?
You're a celebrity. You really want to protect your image. Maybe some people are just deathly afraid of people.
Sure.
And they don't want anybody to come through their house that they are not comfortable with.
Yeah. Or they have a specific deadline. That's another reason.
Yep.
So Keegan, do you think the government should be able, like, let's start with the Washington legislators trying to push through. Wisconsin already passed it, saying, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think it comes off really bad. Telling someone what they can or can't do with their property is a problem. That gets into a gray area where do you stop? I think the argument in that case would be, okay, if Trump is going to be buying all these mortgage-backed securities, how is that any different where he's pushing down the market, the interest rates versus what the state level is doing at Washington and Wisconsin? Because I understand where Trump is going, where he's trying to make housing more affordable, but it seems like government is getting a little bit more comfortable with trying to use external factors.
Yes. Yeah. That is a good point. Unfortunately, I'm as far as I've been around the block a little bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that ship has sailed. I do not believe that our government will allow the free market to do its thing anymore. They won't allow the markets to crash. I don't believe that will ever happen. Now, there's could be some black swan events and stuff like that. Like, praise God, we don't ever have another COVID thing that happens, or any black swan event that actually really happens. But I think there is a difference. Okay, so Trump, the administration has control over Freddie and Fannie, and they have a 200. They're not supposed to have money on their balance sheet like that. So him saying, hey, take that money, because that's their job, is to keep housing stable, buy mortgage-backed securities. The difference is a homeowner being able to sell their house the way they want to. Now, I don't believe it's in their best interest to do that. Open market always wins, in my opinion. But the reality is people want convenience, or there's, like we talked about, privacy, fear. Maybe they just want certainty. So making a law that bans it. I mean, we had Zillow and Compass fighting. And the Washington Real Estate, the organization, supports this law, saying we don't want that. But I think there's a ton of agents in Washington that probably differ. Compass, the largest real estate company in the world now.
Yep. After the acquisition, I mean, they are enormous.
Right. And now they go with, we are a luxury agency and we have privacy that we can shop it to. Again, that's their little differentiator.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's true. That doesn't mean that as if I'm a seller, I can't choose. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I think it sets a bad precedent. And also, if it does happen, what's next?
Right.
If they can get away with that, it's like, what other policy are they going to put in place next that has and puts the homeowner in a box
Right.
where they feel like they're in a box?
Right.
And that's where you get people pissed off.
Right. I don't like it either. Again, it sounds good. I'm going to protect the consumer, but I don't like bureaucrats and government telling me what's in my best interest. I'll make that decision
Exactly.
with making sure that's why they have the real estate agency, and there's rules, there's ethics on real estate agents. That's why I think agents should always crush investors, because we should always have in our toolbox a solution to a homeowner with full transparency. I don't like, because there's some laws now, another law with wholesalers and stuff like that, where you're saying, hey, you have to register and stuff like that. That's a little bit different, because I think if you have rules around transparency, then the consumer isn't going to get harmed. They're going to make a decision.
Yeah.
So, again, there's definitely some gray areas where I like some guardrails, but I don't like full intervention of government telling a homeowner that they have to sell it a certain way.
I agree with that.